Taurus.
This is your forecast for September 2016, and we do have some headline news here this month. And one of the most important ones is the transit of Jupiter now concluding itself. It's been in your 5th house in the sign of Virgo for a year, since late summer last year. So Jupiter has been expanding the area here for love and romance, for children, self-expression, having fun. The 5th house is the happiest, should I say, or at least allowing you to align with your hobbies and those things that you're passionate about. So you've had a great time here, but now Jupiter is going to get to work moving into your 6th house. So Jupiter is going to help expand the area of your day-to-day routine, the way you work with your co-workers. It will also be looking to health matters and so forth. So it can help you really get on with it, but Jupiter, just, always having so much fun, might be a little lazy to get on with those diets. Jupiter expands everything. That could also be your waistline in this coming year. So that is if you just allow Jupiter to run wild, right? So a little bit more self-discipline. Discipline isn't really something Jupiter is too happy about. That is more Saturn. So, but in the overall though, it gives a sense of lift, happiness, hope, enthusiasm, where your health can feel better. Why? Because emotionally you're going to be feeling good, right? And happiness really talks to the cells on a cellular level. And then also we have 2 eclipses this month. We have a solar eclipse on the 1st, coming into the 2nd there. It is 9 degrees in Virgo. So for you, that's going to be in the 5th house for children, love, self-expression, hobbies, for the business that you own. And we love solar eclipses because as opposed to lunar eclipses, the solar ones, they open doors, new opportunities, and we can see how our life is going to be leaping forward in leaps and bounds. So we like that energy. And then we have the lunar eclipse on the 16th, which will be 24 degrees in Pisces. That is your 11th house, which has to do with friends and friendships. It has to do with you, how you affiliate with groups or organizations. This full moon will be sensitive, or this eclipse, should I say, because why? It's in the sign of Pisces, which is highly sensitive, emotionally, but also spiritually. And in the leading hours coming up to this full eclipse, it will be there crossing the path of Neptune, which triggers this sensitivity. It is the ruler of Pisces, and they're both in the sign of Pisces. And so, you could be picking up on situations. It opens the channel of that psychic, clairvoyant self. So that could be quite exciting for you here, Taurus, to pay attention. Maybe sit down, meditate here on the 16th and see where that can lead you as far as inner visions and so forth. Now, lunar eclipses typically, as opposed to solar eclipses, which open up doors, lunar eclipses want to shut doors, okay? So there could be some endings in the area of either a hope or dream, could be friends or a friend. You might see somebody leaving, perhaps. That is typical under this type of guidance. Venus this month is in the sign of Libra, and it rules Libra, so it's powerful here. Libra, always think about the scales, the weights, how we balance things. Is what is too much, what is too little, are things fair and balanced? This is what you are going to be experiencing in your own inner self here this month as Venus is passing through here. So your consciousness will be on those things, not just about love and romance, which it will be, but since it's in the 6th house, you're also looking at the scales as far as perhaps maybe your weight. Now, Jupiter coming in here, no kidding. Jupiter will just want all the luxury items the luxury foods that it wants, because it just loves everything that is super good, maybe not healthy. But listen, this Venus will be with you here for the most part of the month. Then it's going to ingress, move into the sign of Scorpio, which has to do with relationships. That will be on the 24th. So you will see there that during that last week of August that your emotional self is going to go deeper, more intimate, more passionate, and it will want to know from your partner where you're at. Your partner might want to know where you're at, so you're going to be working on that in the coming weeks. More on that when we get to October forecast. But yeah, you will see the shift of this lightheartedness the first 3 weeks, and then the super deep emotional in the last week here of August. Mars, which is also passion, it's also our direction and where we're heading in our ambitious self. For you here, Taurus, it's in the sign of Sagittarius in the 8th house. So you're really focused now on getting security down. We're not talking necessarily your income, because you know your income, and there's no real focus on your 2nd house where income shows. It's more on what can you get, how can you secure, either with your partner or with banks, investors, and so forth. And see how you can tie things up. And I feel from the end of August, we're already there from the 24th, when that conjunction was exact. Been working on it, so you might still be tweaking on it as you start off this month. And I feel too that when the eclipse comes around, the lunar eclipse on the 16th, you will be feeling leading up to it how this is going to come to light. Okay, that could be some conclusion that started in August that now will conclude itself there on the 16th. And either you will see eye to eye on a specific matter, a financial matter, or you won't. But then that's going to be the end of it. That's probably what might be eclipsed here in your chart this month. But yes, we're starting off top of the month with some decisions. It's between you and, should I say, your higher self. Wanting to look at what not just feels right, it's more like what doesn't feel right, okay? Your intuition is super strong. You're looking at it and you're thinking, how can I go about this? How can I get this clear and streamlined? Might be a little confusion there. First 2 days of September, then I feel that something's going to kick in and allow you to see very, very clearly what it is that needs to be done. I feel this is going to kick you into communication with a specific person, where I won't say giving ultimatums. In fact, I don't believe in ultimatums. Ultimatums, 90% will always backfire with a boomerang, but it's more the clarity of what you're seeing. So whereas ultimatums are always ego-based, you have to do this or I'll do this, right? People don't like that. That's control. But this clarity is still looking at what it is you need and want, but you're also looking at it from the other person's point of view, which allows it to become very clear for both parties. And I feel that clarity is something that can open up doors. I see you super happy there through the 6th and 7th, where the sense of self now, not just feeling victory, but we can say that too, but there's this personal inner transformation taking place, that higher knowledge that has been now communicated is actually starting to create new ripples in a good way. Beautiful ripples that are resonating with you, with your partner, or whoever that person or situation was involved. Now, you can come together and discuss. I feel it has to do with longevity of those values that are important to you. That is Venus, really nice and strong, and creating a bond of longevity of whatever it is that is being discussed. And this here, Taurus, is in spite of Mercury being retrograde. And you know, retrograde Mercury will be to September 23rd. So it's not really a time to sign things, but oh, you can discuss. It's a great time to negotiate. So on the 7th, I feel that negotiation is something that's going to secure you, but it will be put under a little test. They're 10th through the 12th. And so you want to give it a little time to see where it's going to go, how it's going to sit with you, how it's going to sit with your partner. I think it could be questioned maybe in the aftermath. And if so, then you really want to bring it up again and really give it that clarity that you had a little bit earlier. Then I see it wrapping up, and then it being put away, set aside, starting to grow some beautiful roots. Now, there could be a little antsiness around the 12th, where somebody could be a little short-tempered, or you might just feel that your focus might be a little distracted, and that can bring a little annoyance perhaps among people at large. You can come to see this in traffic, especially because Mercury is retrograde, right? And when people are distracted just from it and then couple it up with a hard angle to Mars, well, people might be shifting lanes without blinking their lights. And so we just want to pay a little bit more attention to those frustrated drivers. I do see here, though, that we will now, towards the end, come into a place where things can scoot ahead. We have Mars, your passion, your drive, Uranus opening up for something unexpected, and for you here, pretty much this will be in the area of heading towards new goals. I feel at this time here too that the unexpected part could even come from yourself, that you might even surprise yourself, because it's coming from your 12th house, the subconsciousness, the spiritual self, our higher dimensional self, and there might be a full download as far as having to do with direction. So this can be exciting, especially because I see how it's going to open up the door here, Taurus, for when we mention direction. That is because Mars now is going to find a beautiful alignment with Venus. So your sense of conviction, love, and passion for what it is you're going to be doing is definitely coming to the surface, and you are flying. Now on the 20th, you will not just have conviction and self-confidence, which you do, and I see that whatever you're going to be sharing out there to those around you, well, you know, in this sense, it would be a place where I think you're going to, it's like hitting the gong. Okay, there's this big bell going up, and it's a creative aspect of you that could surface at this time, and not just have the energy for the day. We have to look at these trances of what we experience today or on a daily basis isn't just a flighty moment in the now. What we experience today or from day to day when transits hit us like this, we're setting off ripples in the time-space continuum, which is going to have future consequences, right? So when we have these great aspects like now, this will set you up for what you can come to expect down the road. So it's important, the more aware we are in the present, the more our future is opening up magically, right? And that is one of those things here, when we see the aspects that you're having with your creative self, trust it. You know, the more passionate you are, the better results that you will be getting. So that is pretty much what we have here this month for you. And of course, the eclipses will start speeding things up, as you will come to see in the coming months. So listen, Taurus, it's always great to read for you, and I will see you in October. Bye now.